Good morning, students. In previous chapter, we have discussed about the information of category and the basis of the categorization. Means about the living world, that is classified into various groups in a hierarchy of classification. Now, in this lecture or the chapter second, we will discuss about the classification of living things known as biological classification. The biological classification, it is the procedure of arrangement, or it is the procedure of arranging organisms into various subgroups on the basis of their similarity, different characters, and after the classification, that organisms put into the various groups of hierarchy of categories, like put them classify into phylum, order, class, family, in all categories. So first question is that why we are going to classify the organisms. In previous lecture we have discussed about it that all the organisms are not same, they are not living at a common place. They are a relationship between various organisms that cannot be studied without classification. So we classify the organisms into various groups for their studies. Now, after the classification, what is the aim of classification? What are the results of the classification? After the classification, we can easily identify a species. We can arrange them in a order which are look similar, which have similar characters, and after the classification we can easily identify organisms which are living in a habitat. So in the biological classification there are some systems by which we classify the organisms, means type of biological classification. In the types, the first type is artificial, means there is a system of classification in which we can take one or more characters, which is basically morphological characters, means कि how a organism looks, or the character we are taking is external, कि by looking, like it is given by Aristotle around the time of 350 years ago from Christ. Animals into two groups. On that time, Aristotle divided animals into two groups. The animals which having red blood, that is anima, and which do not have red blood, that are classified into anema. So it is the external character, कि by looking blood we can classify. So next example we are taking according to the habitat, कि in which habitat or locality they are living, their surrounding environments. So Aristotle divided according to the habitat, which are aquatic, means which are living in water, they are fish and whales. Terrestrial, which are reptiles and cattle. Which are flying or living in aerial view, they are birds and bats. But in further you will find out that whale and bats and cattle are the categorized into mammals, but here reptiles into reptila. So in this classification system, the only external characters are taken which are looked by external. So this is no longer in use. With the time there are so many systems are developed. The second system of classification is a natural system given by Linnaeus. In this system included morphological कि how a organisms looks from external, genetical कि how the genetic means the DNA structure, how it evolved कि by which organisms having the common DNA structure, common similarity in their genetic configuration, cytological the cell structure, physiological कि how their physiological structures are similar or dissimilar, reproduction कि they are sexual reproductive, they are unisexual reproductive, asexual reproductive, they are oviparous, they are viviparous. So and the biochemistry कि how their cell structure are perform anatomical structures. By these we how their anatomy, the internal structures are formed. So these are the characters which are undergo natural system of classification. For examples, we classify organisms in a class of mammals which possess first character hair. The body which contains hairs are classified into mammals. Four chamber heart, they are mammals. Mammary glands, if the mammary glands present, they are mammals. Viviparous, give young ones birth, not laying eggs. Warm blood nature, the blood is warm nature. So these all characters are possess the class mammals. If all these characters are identified in a organism, that is known as mammals. This is the natural system of classification. It is better than the artificial because it is a study of actual characters. It is no mix up of the same characters. All the characters are uniquely described here to identify a organisms. It shows a natural relationship between organisms. So it is better than the artificial system of classification. The next system is that phylogenetic system. Phylogenetic means the evolutionary trend कि how a organism evolved from their previous generations. Classification based on the evolutionary relationship of organisms called phylogenetic system of classification. These all are the three systems by which we can classify the organisms. Now we will discuss about the classifications which are given after all these systems. The first classification is that two kingdom classification, means the all organisms are classified into two kingdoms. That is given by Linnaeus before 1969, means Linnaeus given 18th century and it uses till 1969. Given by Linnaeus. Linnaeus classify the all organisms into two kingdoms, Plantae and Animalia. The characters that are taken to classify the organisms by the Linnaeus is that presence of cell wall. If the cell wall is present, the organism is undergo planting. If the cell wall absent, it is animalia. Presence of central vacuole. If the cell structure having central vacuole, it is planty. If the central vacuole absent, it is animalia. Unlimited growth. We know plants possess unlimited growth. So they are plant, and which do not possess unlimited growth, they are classified into animalia. We know that the plants do not have any special excretory organs, nervous system. So they are, if the excretory organs and nervous system are present, they are animals. They are absent, they are plants. So these all are characters, some characters by which Linnaeus classified the organisms into two groups, means two kingdom, Plantae and Animalia. But there are some drawbacks or the limitations of the using of two kingdom classification, because it is a very limited, it possesses very limited characters which are not helpful, not possess all characters. It missing some characters, so various organisms are not included in that groups. For example, Linnaeus, classified into Plantae and Animalia. The question is that which organisms is formed earlier, plant or animal? We know that the life is start with unicellular organisms, but Linnaeus classify into Plantae and Animalia. So Linnaeus fails to describe how life starts, which is the first organisms before plant and Animalia. Means it didn't classify eukaryote and prokaryotes. It fails to classify fungi and algae because algae having a plant-like nature, but fungi do not possess plant or animal. It is a different organisms. It cannot classify between unicellular and multicellular. So this is no longer in use. These are the some drawbacks by which we cannot use the Linnaeus two kingdoms system of classification for longer time. Now, in 1969, R.H. Whitaker give their five kingdom system. Means the R.H. Whitaker in 1969 poses a five kingdom system. All organisms of the living world classify into five kingdom system according to their criteria. The criteria which is selected by the R.H. Whitaker are: first, complexity of the cell structure, means cell is prokaryote or eukaryote. In the next lecture we discuss about that the prokaryotes are under Monera a kingdom and the eukaryotes are under studied Protista. Linnaeus fails to describe the cell structure. R.H. Whitaker selects that character. Second is complexity of the body organization. कि body is unicellular and multicellular. The third character taken by the R.H. Whitaker is mode of nutrition, कि how organisms take their food. Phototrophic, undergo plantae, absorptive, fungi, heterotrophic, animals. He classifies all the organisms on the basis of their nutrition. There are three types of nutrition: phototrophic, absorptive and heterotrophic. Presence of sexual reproduction, कि sexual reproduction is occurs or not, and the phylogenetic relationships. In next lectures, when we discuss about the details of the classification systems, these five kingdoms, we find out that there are evolutionary or phylogenetic relations, all them kingdoms. It is supposed that first unicellular are developed, then multicellularity comes. First prokaryotes are developed, then eukaryotes are derived from the prokaryotes, means a evolutionary trend. So the 5 criteria of R.H. Whitaker are cell structure, body organization, mode of nutrition, presence of sexual reproduction, and phylogenetic relationships. On the all basis, R.H. Whitaker classified the organisms into 5 kingdoms. First, Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae, and animalia. The whole living world are classified into 5 kingdoms. It is used during current time. So this is all about the classification systems. In next lecture we will discuss about the all 5 kingdoms individually and their characters. That's all for today. Thank you.